Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you had a great Christmas and a happy new year to you all. Well, today I'm here with my 4-year-old and we're going to be looking at the Resin Crete Kit. He got this for Christmas, so at the moment we're going to be unboxing to see what's inside. As you can see, you get quite a bit of things in there. You get 3 moulds. As you can see here, I'm just opening them. I had a bit of difficulty, but I did eventually get into it. So the first mould that I'm going to show you that's in the kit is the heart mould, and then you get a star mould, and I think it's a coaster, and then you get 2 cups for mixing in. You get a spoon for measuring your crete into the cups, then the resin crete itself, and the resin crete has a ratio of 10 to 3. Also in the kit you get some wax for when your crete is cured. You get 2 packs of gloves, some colour pigments for your crete, a mixer, and you also get some sandpaper. Also, I think there's 4 sheets in the pack, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, there's 4 sheets in the pack. So overall, for the price, you get quite a bit and it's not too bad at all. This was a gift for my son for Christmas, so that's why he's here today, because he wanted to have a practice. Anyway, I'm just going to get everything sorted and then we can get to it. So here, this is where we was measuring the resin crete and the water ready for mixing. I did have quite a bit of issues with the scales, so I did try to measure 100 grams of the powder and 30 grams of water, as that's the ratio for the actual measurements needed that for the amount I was making. And every time I was putting scoops in, it kept jumping from grams to kilos to ounces, and it was an absolute nightmare. I think it was the batteries. As you can see on the right hand side of the video, there is a Sky remote, and I'd actually had to take the batteries out of the Sky remote because I had run out of batteries due to Christmas toys. So as you can see here, I did manage to get 100 grams, but how accurate the scales are, I can't be 100%, but I did go with what I'd measured for the resin crete. And then once that was measured, we moved on to the water, and that was even worse. I'm not quite sure if it was the cup I was using or if it was just actually the battery, but I do think it was the battery. So when I come to using the water, I'd already weighed the water for 100 grams and it came up 100 ounces, and that's definitely not 100 ounces. And then I reset the scales and then moved on to a smaller cup and then tipped 30 grams into that, and I did actually get 30 grams of water, but again, how accurate it is on the actual scales, I can't be sure. Anyhow, when it came to adding the water to the pot, I actually went through each measurement to see if it was accurate, and when I went on to grams, it did say 30, so I stuck with that. But I have purchased some new ones, so they should be here today, and luckily I won't be using these any longer because this was an absolute nightmare. Never again. and also it was frustrating for my son as well, because he was like helping me to make the resin products, because it's his kit. We got it in for Christmas, so he's actually stood there patiently waiting for me to measure everything out. Anyway, as you can see here, I did add the water to the resin crete, but they just didn't seem to be enough. When I was mixing, the consistency for resin crete should be thin with this one. As I've seen other YouTubers, it's thin, but this seemed not thin but not thick, but like in between. So I did think that there wasn't enough water, but it still works. And I think with resin crete you can go either side of the measurements to what you want, because everything for the actual resin crete to cure is actually in the powder. So I don't think it did it any harm. I did have trouble getting the resin crete off the bottom of the mixing cup. It just seemed thick and gluggy, and when I was mixing it just was getting thicker and thicker and thicker. But eventually, once I'd mixed it all in, it did eventually go thinner, and I was able to get it all mixed and poured. However, My son did choose the moulds that he wanted to do, which he chose some bears and also a tea light candle holder. But unfortunately, upon coming to pour, he accidentally knocked the phone off, and we lost the footage of him pouring. And sadly, I haven't got the footage for that. But he did pick a red pigment to make some pink bears, as I did tell him that if we mixed the pink pigment with the white resin crete, it would turn it pink. So we added quite a few drops of the pigment, which you can have up to 2% pigment in resin crete by its weight. And here, as you can see, I'm just showing after it's cured. He'd actually poured the teddy bears, and he did a really good job of pouring it. His precision and was really accurate. He poured really slowly, and he actually didn't get a bubble whatsoever. I was quite shocked actually that a 4-year-old had poured the resin crete and not managed to get a bubble. Because I've had a few goes of this stuff before we actually recorded this, and I just winged the measurements, and I just poured some little mini bears, and they were full of bubbles. But no, he had no bubbles, and in the tea light holder there was no bubbles with that one at all either, as he will show you in a minute. I think it's a lotus flower tea light candle holder. The mould was quite stretchy, so it was easy to demould. As you can see, it came off quite easily. I just pulled it up by the petal. Pulled it off by the petal and it came off, no problem whatsoever. So I do have quite a few moulds that I've got stretchy, that are quite stretchy, so they will be easy to use for the resin crete, because resin crete, obviously you have to be very careful because it's not as sturdy as resin. It can break quite easily. So here you can see me demoulding it. And again, he poured this and not one single bubble. I was very, very surprised. He's going to make a very good little resin artist if he takes after his mum. I'm not saying that, I'm just saying if he takes after his mum, he would be very good. So I'm just showing you the bears that he'd made, and obviously this. We didn't get to wax it on here. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please like and comment on the channel, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.